Blizzard, we need to talk. Which intern made the Necro class? Let's start with a little comparison. This is a sorcerer's defensive skill. Frost, ice, lightning, and fire. And then also the tier 4 skills, also fire, fire, lightning, frost, right? The same goes for druid. Earth, werebear, werewolf, storm, and then storm, earth, werebear, werewolf. Cool, like 4 skills, right? Let's check our core skills. We get bone, we get blood, and we get blight. And then for corpse, which that's only 3 concepts, kind of. Don't worry, we'll get corpse on top of that. But there's kind of also missing a corpse core skill, something in that direction, throwing corpses, making corpses, or a minion core skill. Because again, the only minion thing we have is pull minions in. But you can't actually do anything with minion. I don't have a core skill where my minions do a super smash, an explosion, shoot a lance of anything, right? Don't worry, it'll probably get better, right? That's blood, then there's corpse, and there's bone. This is my defensive tree. This one makes you invulnerable. This one makes a bone prison around people, and that actually doesn't protect you because ranged troopers just shoot you. And this one is a corpse explosion, which has nothing to do with defensive at all. And the only way how to get blight, our second darkness, our shadow damage, our third kind of tree, right, is to turn corpse explosion into a blighted corpse explosion, or to get an aspect of bone prison to turn that into a blight skill, or to take a blood mist aspect to also turn that into a blight skill. So we actually don't even have a blight something. Might it be poison armor? Might it be a poison barrier you can put down? Anything. On top, we don't also have a minion skill. The minions are again continuing obviously to be the passive kind of thing, but we can't do like a bone armor, like sacrifice a skeleton to get a bone armor for 20 seconds that increases your life. So you're actually having something from your minions, right? Like, where's my bone armor? Don't worry, all the other classes have 4 skills. This will get better. Okay, let's go down. Wow, that's corpse tendrils and bone spirit. Excuse me? Where's my blood blight skills? I mean, not only is bone spirit obviously so off the bone tree that you can simply not play it with, well, it needs a complete own build. You can't just slam it into a bone spear build, right? So it's not even just an inclusive skill that works. No, you also only have corpse tendrils, which works with kind of every single build. That's a good thing. But we're completely missing, again, anything shadow damage related. I mean, who made this class concept? Because right now, where's my poison nova? Where's my pool of poison? Where's my poison bomb I can throw? Or anything in that regard? Where's my maybe 4th minion skill where the Golem turns into a suit of Iron Man armor and I can walk around and be like, Hulk smash, anything, right? Can I send my minions in to explode? I mean, a minion bomb would be funny. So if I press the skeleton skill and point somewhere, that one minion runs forward and explodes in a shower of bones and then pierces them all and just tremendous death. Cool, right? But not only that, there's also nothing for minions here in this tree. So the only thing you can do for shadow is buffing it, and the blood for buffing it, and for bone for buffing it. But why does every other class have 4 things going on and then buffs on top of that for their respective things, right? Bringing us to also, where's the blood thingy? Where's the pool of blood? Where's the blood bomb? Where's the blood nova? Where's anything? Oh yeah, that ultimate skills. Maybe ultimate skills will fix this. So you might notice already one thing. We finally get a minion ultimate skill. That's cool. And we also do have a blood skill. And we have a bone skill. That's fantastic. But for some reason, they forget again that there's blight exists. Shadow damage exists. So there's no shadow here, there's no shadow there, apart from buffs, and there's no shadow here. And the only way, again, to make shadow work, right, is by turning Bone Storm into a shadow skill and by turning Bloodwave into a shadow skill, which you have to find the aspects for, which you can do in the end game, which, well, yeah, takes away an offensive slot also. Why can we not have a native poison skill? I mean, call it poison drain, I don't know what, to explode all your dots that are on someone at the same time. I mean, poison is all about making dots, right? Of damage over time. So why isn't there an ultimate skill where everything that's poisoned on someone just heats up and explodes, and then the person just takes tremendous trillions of damage, and then you reset the cooldown again and then you do it again. Kind of like an X-Fel's Corroded Signet. It does the damage over time kind of explosion proc, only that it's your ulti and you don't need to find a unique Onduriel from that and hope that it has a high roll and then you can use it maybe in the end game, right? And then minion related, you might have a cool skill with Army of the Dead, but the actual coolest skill is if you sacrifice them, you get damage reduction. And if you sacrifice them, you get 60% bonus improvement, right? Now compare this to what do you get for keeping them? So if you sacrifice them, their sacrifice bonus gets stronger and you get 18% damage reduction. That's amazing, right? But if you keep them here, like, amazing, right? If you keep them, we get bonus attack speed. Well, that we can get anyways also without keeping them. Minions would get bonus multiplicative damage only if they're close to you. If you're actually running a little bit away from them, that also doesn't work anymore. Then they would get more armor and resistances. Your minions, not you. Your minions, not you. So you would put points in there to make your minions survive more, but you're staying the same amount of squishy. And lastly, you could heal them more. But that also already happens over blood orbs, which you can make with your corpse tendrils. So yeah, the best skill for minions is not having minions, kinda. And now let's not talk about the minion key passive being a 15+ attack speed bonus. Yeah, this is also just for your minions. They attack a little bit faster. And the fun part is, it straight up goes away as soon as you take damage. Let's see. This one is always active. This one is always active. This one is always active. Well, this one, as long as you're healthy, but technically they're always active. And this one goes straight up away as soon as a single point of anything. Like there's a fly just hit you in the face, it goes away. So the ultimate, the absolute ultimate for minions, where this one gives you safe overpowers that can do millions of damage. And this one gives you a damage over time proc that can trigger for millions of damage as well. And this one makes your damages so much stronger that they can do millions of crits. You get 15 or 30% plus attack speed. Yeah. So most minion builds, no, all minion builds, either play this, or that. Not a single minion build will ever play Callan's Addict, more or less. Which brings me back to the question, did the class designer get fired? Did an intern make this? I don't want to attack anyone at the company, right? But it seems like we started here and then we went for the skills and then someone got fired and then we're missing out on, I don't know what. I mean, this also looks all very cool. And then we're coming to the curses, right? The curses are on a surface level interesting. I mean, you have the Decrepify, which does slow and damage reduction. And then the Decrepify can also do cooldown reduction, which is kind of nice. The bonus instant kill is useless. Then we're having an Iron Maiden, which makes minion take damage when they attack you. And it can actually produce essence, which is kind of the use for Iron Maiden, by the way. But that's also any kind of interaction that you'll ever have with your curses again. Yes, your curses can do a little damage multiplier. And yes, there's a single Paragon node that goes with it, but that's it. There's a bunch of useless aspect for curses, where people have a chance to get stunned when they attack you while they're affected by Iron Maiden, or where Iron Maiden and Decrepify together gives you a 50% multiplicative shadow damage, which also takes away 2 skill slots and 1 offensive aspect slot just to get a 50% multiplicative damage. And you need to apply 2 skills for this to even remotely work. Compare this to Corpse Tendrils, which gives you 20% crit chance and 40% multiplicative crit damage for just using Corpse Tendrils, instead of having to use 2 different skills to get 1 effect with 1 aspect. And there's not even any way to make them kind of work as an aura or permanent. I mean, I would be happy to have like a curse skill down here. I mean, hell, even if I have a curse ultimate where every 20 seconds I can make them an aura instead of just having to wield them, because they're cool, but they're not cooler than having any skills with you. Talking about skills, in this case, it kind of boils down to not having any shadow skills, as we talked about, or any bonus blood skills down here. So every single necro plays a combination of maybe a basic skill, if even. Then they'll take one of the 3 core skills, and here it's also only Bone Spear, Bloodlands, Blood Surge, or Blind. Sever's not even being played because the concept of Sever is to work with minions to get more multiplicative damage. Minions are scuffed, so you could make every 3rd Sever semi-vulnerable, which is complete trash. Compared to 15% multiplicative damage, or more crit chance, or a safe overpower, or a safe overpower again. Just saying. But then you take one of these. Now you're going to go for Corpse Explosion and Blood Mist, more or less, because Blood Mist is your only defensive skill. There's no other option. There's no turn yourself into a cloud of blight and poison your opponents as you're going through them. No, there's only Blood Mist, which kind of works with Overpower and has no other interaction with Shadow or Bone in any way. But you're still forced to kind of play it, and you're forced to play it to make corpses, so it actually has an interaction with your corpse skills. which you're also kind of forced to play because else you're going to miss out by Fueled by Death or the Grim Harvest to do anything. So I mean, that's cool. That's your Necro thing, right? Corpse interaction, corpse explosions, cool. Unless you want to play Minions, because that's your other corpse interaction, which is useless. And then we again have like kind of Bone Prison, which no one plays because it was only being played for like having the bonus lucky hit chance. But apart from that, it's useless because it kind of fortifies you. It only makes vulnerable. It can restore essence, and then the minions just kind of break out of it and start attacking you. The Butcher also cannot be held by Bone Prison. So against the Butcher, the skill is completely useless. Then let's ignore curses for now because none of my builds at this point play curses. And you're kind of forced to then take Corpse Tendrils because it's a no-brainer awesome skill. Corpse Tendrils is your one skill to crowd control, to pull everyone together, to stun them, to make them vulnerable. Why can I not have a pool of blood that soaks everyone in? A pool of poison, whatsoever. Like, again, a poison nova that damages everyone around, makes them vulnerable. Poison bomb, a vortex of blood that sucks everyone in. Like a blood surge. I mean, blood surge soaks and then blasts out. But why don't we have someone that actually pulls in and then, you know, gives also a little blood explosion together. So you pull them in and then you blood surge them. That would be fantastic, right? Working as a blood vortex. Throw a blood bomb somewhere that explodes and drops blood orbs. Oh, more blood orbs. Finally, blood orb interactions that's not using corpse tendrils to make blood orbs, because that's what we're doing right now. You want blood orb interactions? Well, you're going to use corpse tendrils to make blood orbs. Hello? Am I missing something? Now, don't get me started on the Book of Death or minions in total, because sacrificing minions is vastly better than keeping them. I mean, first and foremost, I could have a bunch of warriors in front of me, right? That don't even tank because enemies just walk past them, especially backstacking enemies. They completely ignore the existence of your minions, and you just sacrifice so much survivability to make them work. Plus, you can just get all your resistances up, or you can get 15% increased shadow damage, and that times 60%, by the way. Yeah, so you get even more multiplicative shadow damage for not having your minions. The same kind of goes for sacrificing mages. I mean, I could get over 30% multiplicative plus overpower damage. Bringing that to, like, I mean, what are we at right now? We're currently at 3,300%. Without this, if I want to play Frost Mages for Essence, congratulations, because I have Essence issues, I'm going to be at 2,265. I'm missing out 1,100 overpower damage. Why would I ever have my mages out if that is the comparison? And then lastly, the Golem, which not only takes away a skill slot, which is also useless. The Golem's damage doesn't even scale with the Golem board. It scales with your damage again. And it can give you 30% multiplicative critical strike damage. Yes, you heard right. It can also give you 10% more life, which is nice, or 10% plus 10% attack speed, which is kind of completely a joke. I'm comparing this. 10% attack speed bonus plus, not multiplicative. Then 10% more life is kind of nice because it makes you more tanky, but 30% more critical strike damage. Even if you're not going for critical strikes and just having random critical strikes happening, that even then, it's worth it to go for the Golem. And I mean, if we're getting Grandpappy to this, the bonus gets quite ridiculous, right? But how could we change now any of this? I mean, we already had the recommendation. Where's my blood? Where's my poison skills? Where's my poison skills back here? And where's my main minion damages? Someone made actually a good Facebook comment where he really said, why can't the ultimate be the Golem turning into a suit of armor, like an Iron Man style, and you're running around like an undying calamity for a while? Why can we not have anything useful than Callan's Addict? Callan's Addict could, for example, be the damage I deal empowers my minion. So whenever I deal damage, I do my blight damage, I do my shadow damage, I do everything. My minions essentially get stronger the more damage I deal. So you're turning them into superheroes while you're funneling damage into them. So it actually feels like you're empowering your minions, because that's what you should be as a Necro when you play minions. You should be the minion empowerer. Same goes for why is there no Corpse Macabre tier 4 skills for minions to have them explode, to have your minions do a leap, jump, and jump in, to have your minions pull, like gravitate everything that's close to them, a mass taunt, something like this. For this, you've literally to play the right Golem to even remotely do that, right? There could be whole core skills, there could be whole defensive skills, and also down here in the tier 4 skills, something for minions. There's also missing a curse for minions. Yes, I mean, the only minion things you're actually getting here is making them stronger and making them stronger. And here's nothing for minions. So they don't even have their own minion curse. Why can we have not a curse that I put down, and whenever you use this curse, all minions attack in that direction? And also enemies cursed by this skill take more damage from your minions. it could be so easy, Blizzard. I mean, if you need an advisor, if you want to hire someone that at least brings like some ideation, like please, I'll do it for I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free at this point. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Is Necro a failed class concept? Because despite everything like this going wrong, it's still my favorite class. I'm still loving it to death. Despite all of these things, I made 8 to 10 different builds that work. And if you want to check them out right now, give it a go.